Hey guys, Trevor John coming after another Diablo 4 video. All right, this one, this is gonna be kind of just a general like overview. I made a video a while back talking about, is Diablo 4 gonna actually be made for casual players? Is it really meant for hardcore players? In this video, what I want to kind of portray is, I'm gonna portray actually myself. I am more of a casual gamer, so if you are someone who kind of relates to that, you work a 9 to 5, you know, get kids, get them to bed, you get to play for a couple hours every night. This video is probably gonna be for you. Maybe you can share a little bit more of like what you've enjoyed, what you haven't enjoyed. I'm gonna do the same as far as on my end. And really, I just want to basically put it to bed, like, is Diablo 4 an actual casual game, or is it something that's a little bit more serious? All right, so for those that do know me, you guys know who I am. Basically, I play a lot of Diablo games, I play ARPG games. I do some mobile gaming on the side, and like to have, in general, fun when I'm playing games. I make content because I enjoy to make content. I don't make content because I need the financial stability from it or the extra additional income. Actually, I don't really make anything from this. I just enjoy making the videos because I enjoy talking to you guys, helping you guys out, and interacting with you all. The reason why I'm saying all this and prefacing all this is because we're going to talk about a video in this video about, is Diablo 4 a casual type game? Is it built for the casual type player? Is it really, what is Diablo 4 for most of those people out there? We're going to kind of cover that pretty broadly. So the way we're going to do that is, first, one thing is that there's a new change of quality of life update. You can now pop a sigil and to run a nightmare dungeon and then teleport straight to it. That one quality of life update with Diablo 4 has actually changed the dynamic, especially for those of the casual genre, right? If you're like myself and you only get maybe 2 to 3 hours a night to play, like for example, tonight we're going out of town for the weekend to go to the UP for the 4th of July weekend. I've got like maybe an hour and a half tonight. So I can't dive in and do as much as I would like to, even though I do content and everything, right? So this one little change saves so much time that increases not only the XP gained per hour, if I'm able to play, hopefully for an hour, but on top of that, just the simple fact that it makes the quality of life that much better. It's that one last thing that you kind of have to think about and worry about, and that's really what drives it, right? When it comes to, when you talk about, is a game hardcore, is it casual, who is it actually built for, you kind of think about, like, okay, well, what's the target audience in mind? We all said kind of at the beginning that Diablo 4 would be a very casual game. We didn't think it would really have that much of an end game. To be honest, I think some people would probably argue that it doesn't. However, I can honestly argue that even though in Diablo 3 I didn't really feel like there was an end game that much, there was an end game, don't get me wrong, was there. Unfortunately, it wasn't that much of one. I think D4 at least has more of a better aspect of that, because of the general, like, doing the last Lilith dungeon adds that end game aspect that really reinforces those that wouldn't necessarily grind for better gear. It reinforces the fact that they have to grind for better gear so that way they can complete the game. Because a lot of players, like myself including, I'm a Path of Exile player. I know that I don't have to have necessarily the best gear to be serious, right, in that game. So it's one of those situations where, in this game, however, to beat Lilith in that last stage, you have to have best in slot items, and that drives a player to go get them. I do feel like they've done a good job of that. Also, I see a lot of comments. I see a lot of people are really upset about the whole seasonal thing, right? Seasonals aren't new to this genre by any means. It's actually, if we didn't do seasons in Diablo 4, I would be dumbfounded, because that is the premise of it, right? Like, the whole entire thing is to change, tweak a little bit, make you adapt to new changes, focus on one particular thing, whether it's XP or unique farming or nightmare dungeons or whatever, like crafting, whatever the case may be. There's usually a league type mechanic that really narrates that, right? That drives you to want to participate and do and engage part of that game. That's what a season's for. As a casual gamer and as a casual player, I'm aware of this, and I appreciate that, because it allows me to kind of dive into these games a little bit more and get more enjoyment from them overall in general. It's not one of those situations where, like, yes, if I don't do this, I'm not going to enjoy it. However, if you do and you have fun with it, it's going to go a lot further. And I do believe that Diablo 4 has done a pretty good job of actually taking a formula, say from Diablo 3, and applying it, slightly tweaking it to make it better. This game is definitely not an identical copy to Diablo 3 or Diablo 2 or any of them. It really does feel like more of a standalone game compared to others. And they've done a very good job of giving us just enough complexity that it allows the very casual gamer to enjoy the ARPG genre. I can actually speak from experience. My little brother, when I say little brother, he's only about 9 years younger than me. It's like 24 years old. He didn't get into Diablo. That wasn't, back then it wasn't the thing. StarCraft was. I played StarCraft a lot, but he's a first-person shooter type guy. But Diablo 4, because it is a nice, good, casual entry into the ARPG scene, allowed him to actually get in and play it, and he loves it. It's by far probably one of his favorite games that he's playing. And it's not even like I haven't even gotten to play with the guy yet, so it's not even because his brother's playing it. He's actually enjoying it because Diablo 4's done a good job of making and creating a game that does interact well with the new player, the Diablo Immortal player who maybe isn't familiar to a full-fledged PC game like this, right? Or even the casual, I only got 2 or 3 hours to play a night. And that's okay. In Diablo 4, that means if you get 2 or 3 hours, that means you can run at least 2 or 3 dungeons. Dailies being all considered, don't really need to do anything too much daily. Gives you, it takes about an hour per areas of altars, right? So that allows you to do that kind of type of grind. Almost every other hour, you get Hell Tides, which is something that's fun to grind, easy to grind. It really lends itself to a very good gear type like grind that allows a lot of those casual players to hop in and get to have fun and do a fun type event to actually level their character. And that's something that I think in a lot of games, in a lot of ARPG games, not a whole lot of people talk about. Okay, well, what does the game do to keep the player base enjoying the game? Or what do they do to maintain, say, a more casual level of player base? Ideally, in general, in any video game franchise out there, you don't lose players. There is no questioning this. You don't have to do anything. Your game's just so good, no one would ever want to leave. However, ARPG games have a lot of diversity, right? So Diablo 4 has done an amazing job of keeping in mind that the casual player is really what makes up most of the player base to this date, right? And I can confidently say that because it's a lot of us like 90s kids, right, and 2000s who are really getting hard in these. And even, some of our parents are kind of reaching into the cup, so to speak. I do know I have some friends that are in the 40s and they absolutely love the franchise, and so that don't really go with my metric of what I'm talking about. However, they love these games, but they love to play them casually. Diablo 4 has really taken that casual vibe, knowing that, hey, this is the majority of the player base, and they've really excelled at making sure that everyone feels accommodated with that. I can confidently say that because I'm still having fun in the game playing casually. If I wasn't having fun in the game playing casually, then I wouldn't be doing this content. I wouldn't play the game anymore if I wasn't actually thoroughly enjoying it. And that's because I'm a casual player. So that makes me able to kind of make these types of videos of, is Diablo 4 casual? Is it too casual? Is it not fun? Is it not engaging? It's definitely fun. It's definitely engaging. Even if I wasn't making content on the game, which I've often considered maybe not doing anymore, right? Because the channel's not doing so great. However, the game itself, I'm always going to continue to play because it feels good. It plays well. It lends itself to, even while I'm making this video, right, and playing this one dungeon, which is taking far too long, but that's because I'm talking and I'm doing a bunch of other things, not giving it my full attention like I normally would if I was trying to run a dungeon. But it's just the simple facts that those little things kind of add up, and the fact that I can still do these, record these videos, and talk while playing the game, that's what makes it enjoyable. I love absolutely sitting down and playing some Diablo 4 with some friends. A little bummed out tonight I didn't get to do that. I won't get to see or talk to them until, probably like Monday or Tuesday at the latest. Um, but it's one of those situations where I could talk to them, hang out and play in a group, get bonus XP, have fun with it. Or even the simple fact that I can throw on like an anime show, or even I'm rewatching Futurama right now because the new season's coming out. And so like just having that on kind of in the background and playing and going, it's a very good feeling. And Diablo 4 has really been able to capture that, which is something that I think a lot of games let go by the wayside. They don't really necessarily consider like, hey, how does the player base feel about these types of games? Like, what do they get from it, right? Like, what is their motivation to play them? And a lot of companies will just see a dollar sign and say, hey, yeah, we just want to make X amount of dollars, which to be fair, I mean, that's how you maintain a business. Absolutely. I definitely would not fault a CEO for taking and adopting that type of mentality. But I think Blizzard has done a very good job of understanding that if you cater to those casual players, if you make a product that we will like as a majority, it's going to go much further in the long run. You can tell by the amount of tweaks they've made, right? Like, I can honestly say the game day of launch versus now is completely different. It feels different. Balancing has been done and changed. There's a lot of classes that have been buffed and nerfed as well. And it's just one of those situations where you can tell they're passionate about it. You can tell they're doing everything in their possibility to make sure that the general populace enjoys the game, as well as the casual player, which I've seen so many comments about, being new to this franchise and not knowing what to expect. And the simple fact that, they're kind of changing what to expect in general on the fly to really help out the other players. It's just, I can proudly say that I'm actually happy to be covering Diablo 4 and that it is built for the casual gamer, because that's what I'm getting to play. But yeah, that's gonna kind of do it for this video, really. I would love to have your guys' feedback. If you guys have any for like, you want to tell me like stories, like how you've enjoyed the game, how you haven't enjoyed the game, little things that really stood out to you, or are you a new player? Like, let me know down in the comments below. Are you a new player to Diablo 4, or are you new to this type of franchise? Did you come from Immortal? I'd love to interact, get to know more about you guys. That way I know kind of how to curate my content a little better for you. But overall, in general, I think Diablo 4 is a very solid product. I know it's going to change drastically. I think by season 3 we'll have a much more refined product. And starting off with a brand new franchise after how long, I think they've nailed it. I definitely think they've catered to the correct audience, being the more casual audience, and giving just enough to engage the hardcore audience. I mean, you wouldn't have all those Path of Exile streamers still going, like Zizarin, Quinn, Noogie, all those guys, all the good Path of Exile content creators. They wouldn't be playing D4 still if it didn't have something to offer those real hardcore gamers. And that really shows and is more of a testament as to why this is being so successful. Hopefully you guys stick around. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Like and subscribe if you did. I can't wait to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.